War doesn't end when the fighting stops. For a lot of survivors, the psychological effects outlast the conflict itself by decades, sometimes by a lifetime, sometimes across generations that never saw combat at all. This isn't a personality trait or a hidden strength. It's the documented long-term impact of extreme, prolonged stress on the human brain and nervous system. Here's what the research actually shows. Number 1. PTSD wasn't always recognized. PTSD only entered the diagnostic manual in 1980, largely through psychiatrists James Shatan and Robert J. Lifton's work with Vietnam veterans. Before that, the same symptoms had different names across different wars: shell shock, combat fatigue, often dismissed as personal weakness rather than a predictable response to extreme threat. Number 2. The nervous system doesn't reset alone. Psychiatrist Bessel Kolk's research found chronic threat exposure can permanently shift the nervous system's baseline, leaving it primed for danger long after it's passed. Hypervigilance isn't a choice. Kolk's work frames it as a body still waiting for permission to stand down. Number 3. Memory doesn't always stay in the past. Psychologist Emily Holmes' research found traumatic events often get encoded as vivid, involuntary sensory fragments rather than a finished story. That's why flashbacks can feel like the event happening again, not being remembered. The memory was never filed as complete. Number 4. Avoidance can maintain the condition. Psychologist Edna Foa, who developed a leading PTSD treatment, found avoiding trauma reminders tends to reinforce the disorder rather than resolve it. Understandable, but by Foa's research, avoidance prevents the brain from ever relearning that the danger has passed. Number 5. The effects can reach the next generation. Neuroscientist Rachel Yehuda's research on Holocaust survivors' descendants found measurable stress hormone differences in children born after the trauma occurred, who never experienced it directly. Trauma, by her data, can outlast the war, the survivor, and reach the next generation's biology. Final thoughts. Not the full picture. Tedeschi and Calhoun's research on post-traumatic growth found real psychological growth is also documented after trauma, alongside the difficulty, not instead of it. If this resonated personally, professional trauma-informed care, not a video, is where real treatment happens. The National Center for PTSD and licensed trauma therapists specialize in exactly this. Subscribe for more real psychology behind how the mind responds to extreme experience.